What's up, guys? Today we're looking at a Behringer 12-channel mixer. It's the Xenyx 1622FX. They have the USB one, and mine's just older. Anyway, mine start making a white noise out of nowhere, and contacted Behringer. They said it was the main PCB board, which is the power supply board in it. And I decided to rip mine apart today. Long story short, what I was looking for is bulging capacitors because they are leaking power. They're a filter capacitor, and four of mine were actually bulged on the top. The values, the two were 1000 UF 25 volters, and the other two were 470 UF 16 volts. It's important to note there's axial and radial. In my mixer, I needed the radial. Simply means the two legs, the legs that come off the capacitor, they come out the bottom of the capacitor instead of the sides. The short one is negative, and it's also indicated with a wider gray stripe and a negative sign in it. It's very important that you put the polarity right, because if you don't, you're gonna pop the capacitor and you're not gonna fix it. It's gonna give you the same problem. I did indicate in some of these pictures with red arrows important points. Heat sink compound is needed on 3 transistors, very light coating to dissipate the heat from them. There's arrows pointing out there's a little clip that holds some type of rubber boot on the board down on the chassis, which has to be removed. And then there is 4 screws plus 3 on the capacitors, or the transistors. So there's 3 screws on the transistors that have the heatsink compound. So let's take a look at these pictures, and if you're having this noise, it's worth taking your board apart and seeing if your caps are blown or bulged, and if they are, replace them, and hopefully it'll fix your issue. Okay, what you're looking at in this first picture is the heatsink compound that goes on the back of the next picture, what you're looking at, which are the transistors. The next picture is where the transistors lay down, and then the next picture is where the capacitors are actually seated on the chassis that houses your power board. The next picture you're looking at is a clip that I was telling you holds the board, or whatever that rubber boot is, to the chassis. There is another little tin piece that I guess is a heat shield, and that's the next picture you're looking at. And the final picture you're looking at is how the top cover of the power supply goes on, and that heat shield where that screw goes through the housing, the top housing, and then the shield, and then into the power chassis. That's all there is to it. Hope this helps you guys out. Size is important for length and width. I had to take the 470 UF 16 volters and kind of leave the legs a little longer and bend them out of the way, because they were 3/8 of an inch wide opposed to 1/4 inch. The 1000 UF 25 volters, they're 3/4 inches long by 3/8, and they fit right in there. Okay, catch us next time.